Good afternoon. I'm the coordinator for the inspirations that we have as part of our Rotary Luncheon one time each month. Today, I have the joy to interview one of our Rotarians. I believe that only a small number of you have heard that Harvey was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. He has graciously agreed to share a bit with us so as to educate us as to what the diagnosis does for one of us and how it impacts his family members. So a few questions here. Harvey, can you let us know when you or your family members first noticed any symptoms and when you were officially diagnosed?
I was formally diagnosed as a 76-year-old with progressive memory loss in 2023. At the time, my wife Sharon and I identified issues such as forgetting appointments, agitation, and word finding difficulties in 2019. Subsequent to my initial diagnosis, an extensive array of brain imaging studies and numerous neuropsychiatric tests confirmed my memory loss stems from Alzheimer's disease.
So what was your approach after your diagnosis? Was your inclination to tell no one and instead plan some of your strategy for treatment and learning more about your recommended course of treatment? Let us know that.
Upon diagnosis, I enrolled in the UW Memory and Brain Wellness Clinic, a comprehensive program designed specifically for Alzheimer's patients and those with traumatic brain injuries. And I became fully engaged in those programs. Sharon and I shared with family and close friends the news about my disease and provided updates as we learned more about my condition. The last year, I've disclosed in conversation my condition and what's going on with me. My first public disclosure was in May at an event of the Seattle Chamber Music Society, where I charged my reflections of the impact of live string quartet performances on therapeutic settings. I spent many hours with those people understanding that, and having that time and exposure gave me insight as to my memory loss. My close and extended observations of the way the performers communicated gave me insight as to what my condition was like. That performance changed my life.
Appreciate that candor on that. So what more have you learned about yourself since the diagnosis?
As Alzheimer's diagnosis is a profound shock to the system. In my mid-70s, I was vaguely aware I was facing end of life. I knew I was in the fourth quarter of my life, but no one knew how much time was on the clock. The diagnosis of Alzheimer's is pretty clear, at least in terms of range. I've reframed my life as living at the intersection of misfortune and gratitude. Try to take each day as it comes and do the best I can.
Wow. I was able to observe Harvey's great attitude in action just last Friday, and this was after we'd already known we were going to do this talk. I happened to be at Horizon House going to visit a 96-year-old friend of mine there, and I see two people scurrying down the hall, Harvey and Sharon. Where were they scurrying? On the way to the exercise class. Sharon was a little ahead. He was playing catch up with his walking stick. He had shorts, tank top, headband. He looked awesome. Okay. He was ready. I worried about the other people in the exercise class because they weren't going to match up to what Harvey could do.
And she has much longer legs.
Yeah. So final question for you, Harvey. Is there something you want all of us to know how to be supportive to a friend or a relative when faced with such a diagnosis?
The most effective strategies for mitigating memory loss is social engagement. Social engagement keeps the patient's brain active, provides opportunities for listening and word solving, and talking and word finding. As AD progresses, meaning gets worse, there is an increase of patient isolation. Invite them out, take them along, go see them and bring them to Rotary.
Or a musical theater performance. Thank you, Harvey. We
Thank you.
love you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Harvey, I hate to mention this, but you took my notes with you. Yeah, the one with the blueprint, that's mine. Yeah.